Sung Jin-woo has returned, more powerful than before, after mastering his new role as the necromancer. The young warrior feels utterly drained, but a sudden phone call from his sister Jaina pulls him from his haze. Still half asleep, she teases him, asking if he remembers today's parent-teacher meeting for her. Shocked awake, Jin-woo springs into action and soon arrives at the school with an impressive presence. He looks like a true star, so much so that Jaina wonders if this is really her brother. Sung Jin-woo plays innocent, saying, "Is this strange?" Normally, he wears casual gym clothes, but for this important event, he dresses up to avoid embarrassing his sister in front of friends and teachers. Along the way, groups of female students are captivated by his handsome aura, leaving Jaina amused. Seeing this, Jaina playfully asks if he needs her to introduce him to anyone, knowing her brother doesn't have a girlfriend. She sighs and pinches his cheek, scolding him for being too nosy. Inside, the homeroom teacher praises her as an outstanding student, exemplary in character and achievements, a true role model for her peers. Hearing this, Sung Jin-woo smiles brightly, proud of her efforts. He's always strived to give her the best. The teacher shares that Jaina's practice exam scores are high enough for medical school, her dream, and urges the family not to pressure her too much, letting her grow naturally. As the meeting ends, the teacher, fond of her student, adds more. She asks if Jaina awakened as a hunter, would Sung Jin-woo support it? Sung Jin-woo vows never to let her risk such a dangerous path like his own. Reassured, the teacher requests one more thing about Song Yi. That afternoon, he meets her, and at first, she doesn't recognize him because of his rapid changes. Getting straight to the point, he shows a photo of himself with Jaina, stunned that the world is so small she's his sister's friend. Song Yi knows the teacher mentioned something to him, so she's firm about not going to school. As an experienced hunter, Sung Jin-woo explains that as an E rank, she couldn't survive on her own. Joining his team might earn her some, though it's rare. But Song Yi won't listen, insisting she's also E rank like him. He runs out of words at her naivety and promises to support her as a hunter, but only if she follows his lead. The scene shifts to the airport, welcoming an unwelcome guest back to Korea. Jin Chul greets the S-rank hunter Hwang Dong-soo, who mocks the country as musty as ever, and is surprised by the association manager's welcome. Asking how long he'll stay, Hwang says he has no desire to linger. Jin Chul knows why he's back, it's tied to the deaths involving Hwang. Hwang fumes, telling him not to pretend. If it's just about meeting those two, the association wouldn't monitor him so closely. First, Hwang wants to eliminate Sung Jin-woo over the dungeon events, with no consequences. If Jin Chul tries to stop him, so be it. He claims he's just fulfilling his duties. The scene cuts to Gun-hae and Choi Jong-in, whose team has recovered a sea monster's body. It seems these creatures are trying to fly to new lands, though they can't yet, leaving a looming threat. That night, Song Yi joins Sung Jin-woo at a training gate. He had contacted Sang-min for help, and despite being tricked before, Sang-min is eager. They realize Song Yi is the sister from before. Sung Jin-woo apologizes for the bold request to involve outsiders in their raid, but Sang-min doesn't mind, saying it's for learning. They're surprised it's for Song Yi, seeing it as a great opportunity. With many gates appearing, a fully armored hunter arrives, and Sang-min introduces Kim Chul, an A-rank tank. This training is for young members, with Kim Chul as the A-rank leader. He looks annoyed at being stuck with 2 E-ranks. Sang-min briefs the team: 10 members, 1 A-rank, 5 B-ranks, 2 C-ranks, plus Sung Jin-woo and Song Yi. Jin-woo wants her to see the dungeon's brutality and give up, but it's all strong hunters for a C-rank gate. The assistant warns Jin-woo not to interfere. Let the new hunters train. They enter casually, with Song Yi excited to be led by her handsome brother. But as they step in, Song Jin-woo senses something wrong. The green gate turns red, radiating terrifying energy. He tries to pull Song Yi out, but it's too late. Only his head pokes out as he asks Sang-min to contact the White Tiger's main force. Baek Yoon-ho is shocked by the C-rank gate turning red and heads there immediately. Inside, they're transported to a different dimension of snow, with the gate vanished. Kim Chul explains it's a red gate, isolated from the outside. Sung Jin-woo clarifies, unlike normal gates, this is a special dungeon where they're trapped until they defeat the boss. No outside help, and monsters are stronger. As he finishes, an arrow flies toward the weakest, killing the C-rank instantly, but Song Yi is protected by Jin-woo, leaving the B-rank girl in shock. Kim Chul spots the ice goblins from afar. Their stealthy approach went unnoticed. If it were 2 months ago, Jin-woo might have been the target. Song Yi looks terrified as the goblins gesture threats. Jin-woo bristles. This is just their grim greeting. She innocently asks what they are, and he explains ice goblins are ruthless, feared as white demons in cold regions. Kim Chul stabilizes the team, saying the gate's difficulty is B rank and up now they must follow the strong to survive. But he can't protect everyone, so the lower ranks are split off. Those who stay face freezing or being hunted. He promises safety for those with him, so the B ranks follow, leaving the C rank, Jin Woo, and Song Yi behind. A day here is like an hour outside. It could drag on for days if they don't beat the boss. Kim Chul abandons the burdens. The B rank girl suddenly joins Jin Woo's group and he agrees. Kim Chul thinks she's pitying them. She notes how Jin Woo caught that arrow bare-handed, proving his strength, so she's wise to follow. After splitting, Kim Chul's team takes the main path, while Jin Woo heads into the forest wishing each other luck. Later, they find claw marks on trees, assuming the E ranks are doomed in bear territory. Others agree Jin Woo's untrained. Kim Chul questions why he assumed Jin Woo was leading. There's also the B rank and C rank. Suddenly, white bears attack. Kim Chul's team defends, intimidated by their size. He uses provocation to draw one in, blocking it with his shield as an A rank. It's no match, he slices it easily, but the others charge fiercely. Meanwhile, the girl urges Jin Woo to stop, realizing they're in bear territory from the claw marks. She warns of an encounter. But Jin Woo counters that deep in their turf means less pursuit from the intelligent ice goblins. She's amazed at his calculated plan. The real issue is the cold. Jin Woo checks his status for warm clothes and shares them. The others are baffled by his spatial magicra even for high ranks. Song Yi asks what kind of hunter he is, and he smirks, stroking her head. I dragged you into this, so I'll protect you. Just follow my lead without questions. He warns the others not to ask or demand anything. The bears sense intruders. While the others panic, Jin Woo stands firm, activating his skills to boost his stats. Outside, Baek Yoon-ho worries, relying on Kim Chul. Sang-min mentions Jin Woo is an E rank, possibly a second awakening, confirming his strength. Jin Chul brings Hwang Dong-soo, escalating tensions. Hwang mocks the scene and Baek questions his presence. Hwang retorts, asking why Jin Woo could be here and not him. As an S rank, he knows details and assumes Jin Woo's dead in the Red Gate. Jin Chul is surprised Jin Woo's inside. Inside, Jin Woo overwhelms the bears with his power, leveling up. They camp, roasting bear meat. The girl calls him strange, while Song Yi admires his bravery. He summons his shadow army and Egress for their first mission, clashing fiercely. The bears have home advantage and strength, but Jin Woo's army has superior skills, backed by mages. It's going well, but maintaining the shadows drains his mana. The bear leader charges, resisting spells and causing widespread damage. Jin Woo sends Egress, who dodges and dismembers the bear effortlessly. Witnessing this, Jin Woo is awestruck by Egress's prowess. The bear rages but falls quickly. Jin Woo praises him and dismisses the army. Kim Chul's team is chased by ice goblins, fleeing in terror. The Goblin King revives the bears as Jin Woo's shadows. Outside, 3 hours have passed, feeling like days inside. Hwang thinks Jin Woo's dead but spots him emerging, confusing everyone. Sang-min explains, inviting him as a friend. Hwang grabs Sang-min, suspecting something, but Baek intervenes. Their power clash worries Sang-min. Kim Chul returns to the forest, starving and cold, shocked at the dead bears. He denies the E-ranks did it, blaming the goblins. Outside, Hwang and Baek's punch is blocked by Jin Chul, who vouches for Jin Woo's E-rank status. Hwang doesn't buy it, sensing more. Jin Woo's group enjoys warmth and food, angering Kim Chul, who accuses them of hoarding. He demands they share, projecting his guilt. Jin Woo shuts him down, calling him foolish for bringing dangers. The goblins appear, led by their king, who negotiates with Jin Woo, surprised he understands them. Jin Woo realizes it's his system's doing. The king wants to fight him but falls quickly. The king reveals they're controlled by a voice to kill humans, but not around Jin Woo. He proposes handing over the others for peace, but Jin Woo refuses and summons his army. The battle erupts, with Jin Woo's forces clashing. He's outmatched in numbers but adapts, absorbing the king and ending the fight. Outside, the gate opens, and survivors emerge, shocking everyone. Baek questions the losses, and Jin Woo brushes off inquiries, citing exhaustion. Tensions rise, but he leaves, urging them to ask the survivors. Behind them, the support team of mages is boosting everyone higher. Everything's unfolding smoothly. However, reviving the shadow soldiers drains a lot of mana. Now, the leader bear charges in, seeing its army wiped out. Alone, it could sweep everything before it, spells barely scratch it, and it has a devastating area attack that drops Jin Woo's mana to 0. This massive skill is incredibly overpowered, forcing Egress into the fight. He strides forward, exuding the aura of the strong, intimidating the bear. The bear lunges but misses, paying the price as the Shadow General slices off one arm. Egress pierces straight through, carving the leader bear's body. Jin Woo watches in awe, truly worthy of the one who once humbled him. The bear erupts in rage, but before it can act, Igris beheads it. Jinwoo thinks to himself that even fighting these two, he might still be weaker than his own shadow general. He praises Igris for a job well done and orders him to fall back. The scene shifts to Kim Chun, who's in utter misery as his team is hunted by the Ice Goblin army, unable to fight back. In the end, he's terrified to his core and flees instantly under the Ice King's watchful eye. The king uses soul-summoning magic to raise a massive horde of bears to serve him, leaving the young man satisfied that this trip has yielded results. The scene cuts to the outside world, where 3 hours have passed since the Red Gate opened, but time inside flows differently. The time difference is significant. Inside, days have gone by. The environment within the Red Gate is harsh and desolate. Wang Dongsu thinks the kid is probably dead and considers leaving, but then spots Jinwoo. He wonders why Jinwoo is here, as he's not from the White Tiger Guild. This makes the older hunter uneasy, but he admits he invited both sides as friends. So, when they wanted to explore a C-rank gate, he brought them along. Hearing this, Hwang Dongsu turns back, but in an instant grabs Jinwoo's collar. He suspects this guy has sniffed out something valuable and approached the kid for that reason, as his specialty is spotting interesting things. Baek-Yoon-ho sees his guild member being manhandled and steps in. He demands to let go of that dog collar right now. The guy mocks him, asking if he's hiding in this tiny country and daring to give orders. Tensions rise as both unleash immense power, making Songmina worry. These two clearly don't like each other, giving them an excuse to clash. Meanwhile, Kim Chun has returned to the forest, shivering from the cold days without food. He wonders how long he can survive, thinking that with proper gear, he wouldn't lose. Then, he spots the bear carcasses left by Jinwoo and panics, puzzled why he hasn't encountered any ice bears. It turns out they've all been wiped out. He denies that the E-rank group could have done this, blaming the white ghosts instead. Outside, after Hwang Dong-soo and Baek-Yoon-ho throw their punches, Jin Chun steps in to block them, begging for mercy before the clash. He doesn't break his arm, but admits the man is strong to dare block S-rank hunters. Hwang Dong-soo is suspicious, but Jin Chun reminds him that 2 months ago, he was the one who checked Jinwoo's stats and confirmed he's still E-rank. The guy doesn't believe it, thinking it's just the tip of the iceberg. This lie might work on others, but not on him, it's too obvious. After getting a message from someone, he has to leave, calling Jinwoo lucky. Songmina, who knows Jinwoo's abilities best, is sure he'll escape safely. Meanwhile, the trio is laughing and joking, completely relaxed, as Jinwoo has taken care of everything. Kim Chun sees this and boils with anger, wondering why the weak ones survive while his team doesn't. However, they even have warm clothes, tents, and food. He accuses them of hiding resources and approaches, claiming his team died from lack of food and water, yet they're enjoying it without sharing. He can't accept that he led his team to death, so he blames the three. Kim Chun guesses from the start that Jinwoo knew and chose to stay. He demands to know who's the mastermind or he'll kill them all. Just then, Jinwoo returns and grabs Kim Chun's head, dragging him away to shut him up. Jinwoo scolds him for being a fool, bringing dangerous guests along, and fully senses their demand to reveal the shadows. The entire Ice Goblin army appears, and notably, the boss is here too, terrifying the trio. The enemy is surprised to find a gem among the hunters. They exchange words, astonishing the Ice King. This is the first time someone understands his language. Jinwoo is a bit surprised but gets asked by Jin if he can speak monster tongue. He realizes it's due to the system. The Ice King finds this easy for conversation and shares that his scouts reported a very strong human among them. As the one who discovered it, he wants to fight Jinwoo, but before he finishes, Jinwoo ends him for daring to mock them earlier. The two powerhouses clash, exciting the Ice King. He hasn't decided to fight yet and asks why a non-human like Jinwoo mixes with the weak. Jinwoo doesn't understand what he means. The Ice King thinks even Jinwoo doesn't know his own identity, and explains that the ice ghosts always hear a voice ordering them to kill humans, but not in front of Jinwoo. This proves Jinwoo is special. Jinwoo realizes they're controlled by the system, while he's a player, so they don't hear the orders. The enemy thinks there's no need for meaningless fighting, and proposes handing over the others. Then, they won't touch Jinwoo. Jinwoo doesn't agree immediately and asks what they really are, and why they attack humans without reason. This question seems blocked by the system. The Ice King assumes Jinwoo will accept the deal, but instead, he asks if Jinwoo is sure he wants to be their enemy, as it's a numbers disadvantage. Jinwoo smiles and summons his entire army, asking which side has more. The trio is stunned amid the beast horde. Jin is shocked that Jinwoo did this. The two powerhouses exchange taunts and let their armies fight. As the bulls clash, the weak suffer, so the trio tries to escape. Some attempt ambushes, but Jinwoo's arrows shred them. He feels the enemy isn't entirely wrong to underestimate him, but his shadow army drains too much mana, and the boss is stronger. Even with Igris, victory isn't certain. Jinwoo needs more power. The Ice King introduces himself as Baran and charges in. Jinwoo has skills to retrieve weapons, which are annoying, but in close combat it's tough. Baran hasn't had this much fun in ages. Just as he finishes, Jinwoo unleashes a fireball from his mage team. The explosion wakes Kim Chun, who's furious at being beaten by Jinwoo and charges for revenge. The Ice King finds this hilarious but doesn't realize it's Jinwoo's plan. Igris blocks the view, and when Baran approaches, he faces a new warrior. It turns out Jinwoo logged out the fool to contribute. He's useless otherwise. The young man names his new Shadow General Iron, as he's an A-rank hunter, making him very useful. Iron taunts the enemy, drawing Baran's attention. The opponent is an assassin type, so a heavy fighter like Iron has no chance. Song Yi watches and asks her sister if hunter battles are always like this. She denies it, saying if she'd seen this before, she wouldn't have become a hunter. The Ice King finds Iron boring and calls for Min and Igris to join. They oblige, coordinating smoothly. Baran underestimated his foe, as Jinwoo still hides skills, waiting for him to drop his guard. When he does, Jinwoo strikes, but Baran dodges the vital spot. Jinwoo admits he's strong, but his followers aren't. Looking around, the entire Ice Goblin tribe is defeated. Enraged, Baran charges wildly, but Jinwoo throws his weapon as a surprise, using his ability to retrieve objects from afar. Iron locks the target, and the mage team unleashes a fiery barrage. Cornered, Baran roars, but Jinwoo approaches unnoticed and declares the battle over, ordering Iron to finish him. Though tired, Jinwoo levels up successfully, but turns to see the guy acting foolishly on the corpse. Jinwoo reminds him to know his limits, but Iron doesn't understand and celebrates the victory. Jinwoo returns to his team, announcing it's over, and the gate opens, filling them with joy. Outside, the others wait, and Baek Yoonho mistakes it for Kim Chun, but the truth is harsh. Jinwoo and Song Yi are the last to exit, delighting Song Mina. The gate closes, shocking the guildmaster, who asks where the others are. Jinchun just bows his head, not understanding what happened inside, that only the low-rank hunters returned. After sorting things, Jinwoo urges his sister to go, but the White Tiger Guildmaster blocks them, saying he's tired and uncooperative, brushing off the hand and telling him to ask the other two. Baek Yoonho sees this disrespect and transforms to threaten, as he's responsible for the missing 6. Jinwoo glares back, saying he saved the other 2, so if he's responsible, he should say thanks. Baek Yoonho backs down, realizing it's true, and bows in apology. As Jinwoo leaves, the guildmaster asks Jinchun about that guy truncated in original, assuming context. She doesn't know, as Jinwoo's mood soured after defeating the boss. Songmina defends him, saying he's just tired and not bad. The guildmaster asks to recruit him by any means. His sister is escorted home safely, joyfully calling Jinwoo's name intimately, hoping for more care next time. Jinwoo is speechless, seeing her persistence after such horror. On the way home, he checks his battle rewards, the Ice King's weapon. He tried to taunt the spirit 3 times but failed, explaining his irritation earlier. The next day, his brother Jinho invites him to work, and Jinwoo is amazed at his new gear. Song Yi joins too, confusing Jinho. They act so close that he suspects Jinwoo of something with her. He reminds Song Yi she's still a minor, but Jinwoo doesn't care. Entering the dungeon, Jinho sees Jinwoo's shadow army in action, and is stunned, asking what they are and how they're so strong. Jinwoo calls it one of his skills and tells him to get used to it, as there's more to come. Explaining would take time, so he lets it be. After the fight, he lets his subordinates handle the looting, stealing Jinho's job and making him sad. Jinho hopes his brother gives him easier tasks instead of letting the army do everything, feeling useless. Jinwoo just wants to speed up the work. The scene shifts to a sinking ship, where Jinwoo's father, a powerful trapped hunter, returns after years, but he's in America and doesn't understand English, scaring the other hunters. That night, Jinwoo and his subordinate go out drinking after clearing 19 dungeons as promised. Jinho is grateful, as it let him talk to his father. His next goal is the association's theoretical exam and getting his license. The guildmaster asks about Jinwoo, and he says he'll be busy and unreachable soon. Drunk, Jinho expresses his fears that his brother sees him as a bother and useless. After achieving his goal, he won't disturb him, and mentions his older brother who hates him, wishing Jinwoo was his real brother instead. Jinwoo doesn't hate him and pours a drink, saying from now on, he'll be his brother. Jinho is touched, and they drink happily, preparing for future plans. The scene shifts to America, where they can't verify the man's identity, so they lock up Jinwoo's father. He claims he's been trapped in a gate for 10 years, but it's connected to one in America. This unprecedented event worries them. They fear he's a monster in human form, and call an S-rank hunter to interrogate. Hwang Dong-soo, being Korean, can talk easily. He asks the man's name, which is hard to pronounce. Sung Jin-hoon. Back to Jinwoo, it's dawn, and it's time to say goodbye. He says he'll be gone a week and reminds Jinhee to be careful at home. She thinks he's working too hard and going on a trip with some girl, leaving him speechless. In truth, he's heading to the burning castle to conquer it. His last fight with Shush was at level 20, but now he's over 60, so theoretically, it's not dangerous anymore. He steps inside. On the first floor, the system gives him the task to eliminate demons, as the castle is full of them. To complete it, he must collect 10 demon souls. It's a bountiful quest, but his real goal is elsewhere, so this is just the opener. Whether 10,000 or 100,000, he'll overcome it. The next day, Jinho gets his license from the association and talks to his father, who wants to manage the guild instead of his older brother. Jinwoo pushes his plan, but his father agrees after hearing of his feats, wiping out Hwang Dong-su's attack team, surviving the prisoner incident and clearing gates, proving his strength. Recently, Jinwoo and his son cleared all required raids. The White Tiger Guild reported the C-rank gate turning red and losing high-rank hunters, with Jinwoo as one of the survivors, solidifying his power. Thanks to Jinwoo, Jinho got his guildmaster license, and being friends with such a figure is good. So, his father agrees to hand over guild management to Jinho and rely on him over his older son, with conditions related to recruiting Jinwoo. The White Tiger Guild is trying for this, but not succeeding. If Jinho is friends with him, it's easier. Jinho promises to bring Jinwoo to the guild, pleasing his father. Back to Jinwoo, he's slain many demons, but the castle doesn't allow soul summoning, or he'd have an army of evil spirits. The only reward is the entry permit to upper floors. A light pillar appears, inviting him onward. This dungeon is vast, like a whole city in a building, so the distance is far. Jinwoo calls his bear for convenience. The leader bear responds to his master and charges through enemies without hesitation, like a tank truly useful, so he names it Tank. The scene shifts to the S-rank hunter Cha Hyein, reflecting on recent events. After retrieving the feathered monster's body, they should have announced it, but her guildmaster kept it secret as the Hunter Association requested to avoid panic. It's a sensitive time, easy to cause chaos, but these monsters can't reach them yet, so it's a chance to recruit strong members. Back to Jinwoo, he realizes this isn't an S-rank dungeon, it's too easy. The demons are at most B-rank, numerous but brainless, so no threat. He's cleared several floors, with enough food and water, living normally. He guesses there are 100 floors and wonders how strong he'll be by then. The 10,000 demons quest isn't complete, and his food is the biggest worry. He planned for a week, but it might take half a month. Most importantly, he has to keep his promise to his sister. Jinwoo pushes forward. After completing the soul collection, he faces the boss. To counter, he summons the Shadow Army. The red text warns it's a threat. Outside, the White Tiger Guild is trying to recruit Jinwoo, but they've lost track of him for a week. Jinjun and Songmina, knowing his power, are assigned this task. Asking Jinhee, they learn he's on a trip, which confuses them. Inside, Jinwoo orders his shadow soldiers to handle the minions while he takes the boss. Igris leads the charge, slaying many. Lately, leveling up, Jinwoo invested in intelligence, allowing more shadow storage and better mana management than in the Red Gate, so he can fight freely. As he wonders how long the boss will wait, it blinks behind him to attack, truly illusory. Strangely, with that size, it's so fast. Jinwoo dodges and sends it flying, proving how much stronger he's become. The red demon is tough, like Shush before, so he uses Iron's shield to minimize damage. He tanks hundreds of blows, but the boss's ridiculous agility is the problem. Jinwoo spots an opening and tries a finisher but ends up taking damage. Luckily, he dodges and realizes he must lock its movement first. He runs around and finds the perfect spot. The boss's anger makes it lose composure, falling into the trap. Using the dust, Jinwoo delivers a one-hit kill. Back to Sung Jin-hoon, he's met Hwang Dong-su, who calls him a monster and forbids rambling as he's in a bad mood. Still, Jin-hoon asks how much humanity knows about the gates and monsters. He explains that what they see is just the surface. There's something far worse that humanity can't handle. Hwang Dong-su doesn't understand. Jin-hoon's goal is to stop that disaster. Hwang Dong-su thinks the world has enough hunters, but Jin-hoon says numbers don't matter. He evaluates him as strong but not enough. The other mentions the file and asks if he remembers his son. Of course, as he named Jinwoo. Hearing the name, Hwang Dong-su radiates killing intent, having hunted Jinwoo, and now meets his father. The villain claims Jinwoo's dead and asks if there's anything left to deny, then they clash. In the end, Jinwoo's father beats him senseless, leaving Hwang Dong-su unconscious and powerless, causing massive damage in America. Back to Jinwoo, he's conquered more floors, impressing even stronger demons with his shadow army. But with food gone, he must stop. He's at floor 75, with 25 left exhausting, but the rewards are valuable, rare gear-boosting stats. He lacks one piece to activate full effects, and has items to enhance his mages multiple times, plus a key with no info. Jinwoo's goal is the World Tree fragments, and 2 rare items to cure his mother. Exiting the gate, he's disappointed, still needing one ingredient for the elixir of life, the purified blood of the Demon King. To get it, he must prepare thoroughly. Thanks to the Demon Castle grinding, his stats and level are high, but his official rank is still E, making it hard to access good raids. High-rank gates require guild membership, so he decides to drop the E-rank act, as he'll be exposed anyway, and get his rank redone. The next day, at the association headquarters for stat measurement, the White Tiger Guild is there recruiting. Hun Kich-chun spots Jinwoo and calls Baek Yoonho to invite him personally. Jinwoo, unaware, goes in and meets some nervous newcomers, reminding him of his past. Someone says as long as you're above E rank, you're set, making him laugh. When called, Jinwoo states his name and places his hand on the black orb. The newbie staff, unfamiliar with errors, asks him to retry, but it keeps redlining. The experienced guy realizes Jinwoo's an S-rank hunter, the 10th one. It's not a device error, but his power exceeding measurement limits. Outside, Choi Jong-in and Jin Chun discuss the feathered monster. Research is dissecting it for results based on cells and magic residue. Jin Chun notes the recent events, like the White Tiger's Red Gate with an outsider who killed the boss. Choi Jong-in asks if he knows who, and though Jin Chun does, he won't say, claiming he left early. After, Choi Jong-in heads to the waiting area for the commotion. Inside, after hearing Jinwoo's power can't be measured, everyone's shocked only 9 have done this before, and he's the 10th. The director explains the key points for Jinwoo to prepare. Hun is glad Songmina's judgment was spot on. Then, the guildmaster of the guild hunters enters, drawing attention to Jinwoo. Known as the pinnacle of fire magic, the ultimate weapon, Choi Jong-in sees Jinwoo's aura and knows he's the cause. He introduces himself and invites Jinwoo for a chat, but Jinwoo brushes it off, saying he's busy. This sparks murmurs. The guildmaster thinks he didn't introduce properly and asks Jin Chun, who confirms he did, so Jinwoo's just that confident. He vanishes without a trace peek stealth. Just then, Baek Yoonho arrives, panting, making his friend realize Jinwoo's importance as the Red Gate boss slayer. Hearing he's gone, he's disappointed but runs into Choi Jong-in, the last person he wants near Jinwoo's affairs. That night, Jinwoo visits his mother in the hospital, saddened by her condition, hoping she'll wait a bit longer for the cure. Outside, he sees Jin Chun, who admits Jinwoo showed him his judgment flaws. His department monitors hunters and enforces discipline. Jinwoo asks if he's under surveillance now. Jin Chun says it's not a crime, so no worry, his agency controls hunters, but not S ranks like him. He's here to introduce someone, the Hunter Association chairman. The chairman congratulates the young talent on being confirmed S rank, though not public yet. Jinwoo's measurements will be redone, but it's certain. The extra steps are to facilitate this meeting, letting the association approach talent before guilds. Many strong ones avoid joining, lured by guild money and fame. The department head is a rare top A rank still with the association. The chairman gets to the point, inviting Jinwoo to join them. If he does, they'll give him a key position. He explains that the country's protectors aren't the government but hunters defending against monsters. At the center are the 5 major guilds, barely maintaining balance, but Jinwoo's entry would disrupt it. The association is the 6th force to keep them in check. Joining them would pressure the guilds while maintaining balance. The chairman thinks that one day he might pass his seat to Jinwoo. Jinwoo agrees it's a good offer. A position in the association guarantees advancement, with power beyond government or media. The chairman is incredibly strong, an original S rank, muscular at 80. If they fought, Jinwoo might not win. Accepting would change his life, but he apologizes and declines, saying he wants to fight dungeons. His eyes show pure honesty, surprising the chairman, who hasn't felt this in years and wishes he were younger to join Jinwoo. Since that's impossible, he lets it go. Jinwoo excuses himself as his sister is alone. Watching him leave, the chairman recalls the disappointment that even S-rank healers can't stop aging, but now feels youthful vigor and cancels his meetings. Downstairs, Jinwoo thinks the association only handles D or E-rank dungeons, while he needs to level up fast to save his mother, so he can't stagnate. The scene shifts to America, where Hwang Dong-soo, after being beaten, wakes up. The deputy director questions him about Sung Jin-hoon, wondering if he's a monster. Hwang Dong-soo confirms and says the management is hunting him, but doubts they can catch someone who did this to him. Jinwoo's father threatened him not to touch his family, or death won't be an escape. An S-rank threatened like the humiliating, so he wants revenge soon. Back to Jinwoo, he's shopping for high-grade gear, as the hunter market is booming with auctions, but prices are steep, giving him headaches. He needs to prepare for the demon castle. Stores don't have what he wants, so the best plan is to sell items for gear, but people will question how an E rank has rares, so he fakes evidence from an A rank gate. Coincidentally, there's a raid recruitment for an A rank gate perfect. The next day, the chairman sees Jinwoo's old photo and is shocked at his change. Jin Chun shares his family struggles. Sick mother, sister in school, Jinwoo supporting all. They hear he joined the hunter's raid as a scavenger. In the gate, as an E rank, his role is clear. Attackers kill monsters, others handle the rest. Choi Jong-in leads, telling everyone to retreat so he can go all out, preserving monster value for sale. He reminds the scent-sensitive girl to be careful. Later they exit safely, surprising Jinwoo as he knew they were strong, but clearing an A-rank gate without injuries is incredible. He notices the girl's aura, wondering how many like her exist. She senses a strong presence but finds nothing when she feels like the chairman visited. The scavenging team starts work. Jinwoo wants to test the A-rank boss's strength but gets bumped by someone who backs down seeing his E-rank, then is shocked at his work ethic. On the path ahead it's just not possible, so he had to let it go. Sung Jinwoo had to excuse himself to head home first, as his sister is alone. Watching his figure walk away, Go Gun-hee remembered the deep disappointment of realizing that even an S-rank healer hunter couldn't defy aging. Yet, now it feels like the fiery spirit of youth is surging through him. Within him, he wants to cancel all upcoming meetings, not wanting anyone to disturb this emotion. Even if the department head suggests a drink together, he agrees right away. Meanwhile, Sung Jinwoo thinks quietly that the association can only handle D or E rank dungeons, while he must level up as quickly as possible to save his mother. This is also why he turned down that offer. Invite that because you can't stand still while you're still developing. You can move to America. At this time, Hong Dong-shu, after being beaten like a dog by Jin Yu's father, has woken up. The deputy director also went in to ask a few questions. Of course, it was related to that man. He wanted to know if that guy was really a monster. Hang Dong-shu K. The affirmation is like that. Now the management bureau is trying to track down that monster man, but it's not sure if they can do anything to the person who punched him like this. After hearing that, Dong-shu Fat considered this a disgrace. Before that, his father had threatened him to try to touch his family. Don't think that death can free a rank S hunter who was threatened like that. There's an ad online for recruiting people to raid an A-rank dungeon. Perfect timing. The next morning, the chairman looks at an old photo of young Sung Jinwoo from years ago and is shocked at how much he's changed. No longer the naive boy. Jin Chul explains more about Sung Jinwoo's family. His mother is seriously ill and unconscious. His sister is in school, so his income carries everything. Strangely, they hear that this guy just joined a hunter's raid, but only in a support role. It's almost unbelievable. Conquering the demon castle in the shop, there are not many eye-catching items. The best solution is probably to sell a few items to get money to buy equipment. The problem is that people will be suspicious. Why would an E-rank person have rare items? So they need to create fake evidence at an A-rank gate somewhere, so that when they sell, they won't be afraid of being traced back to the source by chance on the internet. He also notices the fierce aura from that woman Cha Hai, and it's terrifying. He wonders how many people in the world are like her. She senses someone incredibly powerful nearby but turns and sees nothing. That energy vanishes instantly, like Go Gun-hee had visited. Now, the excavation team gets to work. Sung Jinwoo wants to test how strong the boss of an A-rank gate really is, but a guy bumps into him. Knowing he's E-rank, the guy starts to pick a fight, but one look into Sung Jinwoo's eyes makes him back off in fear. After seeing how he works, the guy is even more shocked what kind of E-rank moves like a beast. During the break, Sung Jinwoo offers to do extra tasks, but really, it's to check out the boss. He's excited and wants to use this 1-hour break for some fun. Spotting the boss room, he desperately wants to take it down, but he can't, the gate will seal. So, he just plans a quick strike. Before he can act though, Cha Hae-in is already on the move. He tells everyone to step back so he can strike without wasting the monster's value. He warns her with the sharp nose to watch out for odors, or she'll end up sick. Soon after, they emerge, leaving Sung Jinwoo amazed, even though he knew they were powerful. Conquering an A-rank gate without a scratch is legendary. Plus, he notices the intense aura from Cha Hai, and it's overwhelming. He wonders how many in the world match her. She feels a tremendous power nearby, but looks around and finds nothing. It's like Go Gun-hee was there, but the energy fades away just as quickly. The excavation crew dives into their tasks. Sung Jinwoo is eager to test the A-rank boss's strength, but someone bumps into him. Knowing he's E-rank, the guy thinks about causing trouble, but one glance into Sung Jinwoo's eyes makes him hesitate. Watching him work, the guy is stunned what E-rank grinds like an unstoppable force. At break time, Sung Jin-woo volunteers for more duties, but secretly, it's to spy on the boss. He's thrilled and plans to make the most of this hour for a little adventure. Seeing the boss room, he yearns to defeat it, but he holds back since the gate would close. So, he settles for a light swing. Just as he's about to strike, Cha Hai-in steps in first. Hae-in showed up, asking what Jinwoo was doing, leaving him shocked because he hadn't sensed her approach. Jinwoo sighed, wondering what madness made him think of that idea. He played it off, saying, "I just wandered here by accident, nothing more." Hae-in warned him this was the boss room and to stay away, as it could affect many others. Truly, she was no ordinary woman. Earlier, she saw the dagger in Jinwoo's hand, but now it was gone pure illusion. Since he apologized, she let it slide and urged him to leave. If he provoked the boss now, the whole excavation team would be wiped out. As he glanced at her, she called him back. Hae-in rushed over, sniffing around, which startled Jinwoo. She noticed Jinwoo had no foul odor. In fact, he smelled pleasant, but she was too embarrassed to say it. After checking his hunter ID, she realized he was an E-rank hunter. Hae-in just reminded him to be careful on the paths and let him go. She wondered if his low rank was why he had no scent. Back with the team, Jinwoo reported getting lost and meeting Hae-in. Everyone called it luck, as they only dared to watch her from afar before. Hae-in rarely rests. She patrols to ensure their safety, earning her widespread admiration, so young yet so cautious. Plus, she hates the smell of other hunters, due to her unique traits, so she always uses scented cloths. Jinwoo heard this, and thought back to her sniffing him. He must not smell like the others, because he's chosen by the system, like the Red Gate's Demon King said, not truly human. By evening the work was done, and Jinwoo got paid. The boss praised his strength, saying it helped them finish faster than the collection team. He even offered Jinwoo a permanent spot with great pay, but Jinwoo declined. Not pushing further, the boss just hoped he'd return for extra work tomorrow, as they'd raid the A and C gates together. Jinwoo picked up on something and asked. Turns out, the second raid team was mobilizing. That's the power of the guild, something no domestic guild can match. Sending the second team to raid an A-rank gate shows they have plenty of talent. That night, Hae-in unexpectedly asked someone to investigate Jinwoo. The person on the line said the chairman had requested the same, but info was confidential for now. Hearing this, she was even more surprised. This was a first for an E-rank hunter. Lying in bed, she pieced together Jinwoo's details: free movement in dungeons, assigned by the chairman, and now data locked by the association. He was no ordinary hunter, especially with that enchanting scent that captivated her. The next day, Jinwoo showed up for work, lifting everyone's spirits with greetings that reminded him of old times, making him smile. In a good mood, he smashed through the dungeon like a machine, giving the team more breaks. Next, they waited for the A-rank team to return. Then, someone named Song Chi-hun arrived, needing help with transport due to shortages. The others were too scared to enter the A-rank gate, so Jinwoo volunteered, as he wanted to. Everyone tried to stop him but couldn't. He felt drawn to Song Chi-hun's larger team. It had 6 A-rank and 3 B-rank hunters, no S-rank, but still impressive compared to other guilds. They entered confidently, as this gate was weaker than Hae-in's raid team. Inside, Jinwoo sensed less magic than the other dungeon, but an uneasy feeling crept in, like the Red Gate. A woman in the team chatted to ease his tension, saying the hunters were strong, so as long as they were careful, they'd be fine. Song Chi-hun was determined to complete this raid for official approval. When they detected enemies, everyone readied for battle without orders. Impressing Jinwoo's team was elite. Their foes were wolves, not too strong, taken down with seamless coordination. But it was odd these were C-rank creatures in an A-rank gate. Jinwoo noticed they wore collars, meaning they were bred for a purpose. His bad feeling was right. Suddenly, 2 orcs appeared, huge and fierce. One charged the leader, shocking him, but he blocked it. The fight turned chaotic, with hunters at a disadvantage. Their skills barely worked against these orcs, who were immune to magic damage. The mage tried binding one, but it only held for seconds. Teammates summoned fire warriors, their ace, but one orc blocked them easily. The martial artist fought well, but the numbers overwhelmed her. Healer worked overtime. Things looked bad if it continued. They'd fall. These orcs rivaled A-rank hunters, and B-ranks were getting crushed. One lost an arm, but was healed quickly. Then the healer was targeted. Jinwoo used stealth to help, decapitating orcs and weakening them for the team. The healer was stunned, seeing heads fly off. Jinwoo stayed subtle, turning the tide. They won, and no one else was hurt. The healer mentioned the odd events. The leader knew something was up. She denied it, saying she only used attack magic. Others claimed innocence, but the black-clad one knew it was Jinwoo sensing his stealth. Grateful, she vouched for him, saying whatever the reason, a win is a win, shifting focus from investigation. She felt Jinwoo was guiding them all, but respected his secrets. Some asked if they should continue. It was dangerous, needing more healers. Everyone knew it was crucial for Song Chi-hun, but safety came first. He hesitated, reminding Jinwoo of past raids, but Song Chi-hun wisely chose retreat to plan later. The team was relieved. Pushing on would be suicide. He said he wasn't foolish enough to risk lives. Goals matter, but so does survival. As they headed out, the gate sealed with a strong barrier. Their mages couldn't break it. The black-clad one thought it was lucky they retreated. Going further would mean death by this advanced magic. Then, a terrifying magic surge hit them. Even B ranks felt it, but not outsiders. Their mages got cursed trying to dispel it. Turning around, they saw an army of armed orcs waiting. The leader had to talk, they'd die fighting. The orc leader, Kargan, demanded to meet them, borrowed by the dungeon boss. Song Chi-hun asked if escape was blocked. It was. Kargan claimed to be a high orc archmage, mocking their choices: fight and die, or come along. Song Chi-hun chose diplomacy, agreeing to go, hoping Jinwoo would escape during the attack. He urged Jinwoo to contact reinforcements when the boss appeared. They asked if he wanted to die. Everyone was ready for their mission to close the gate, even at the end. The healer asked Jinwoo to deliver her last words to her family. Outside, Haein searched for Jinwoo, and the excavation boss wondered why she was there on her day off. She wanted to know where the E-rank hunter was, he said. Jinwoo went into the dungeon. Meanwhile, the A-rank team entered Kargan's lair. Facing thousands of orcs, if they escaped, the city would fall. Their mission was to seal the gate, but the boss was terrifying. Kargan wondered if he seemed that fearsome, overwhelming them with pressure. Mages felt tiny compared to him. He brought them for his army's entertainment, planning to kill them slowly. Hearing this, they were terrified. A-rank hunters reduced to toys. Despite fear, Song Chi-hun attacked, but was blocked by a shield. Kargan used gravity magic, slamming him repeatedly. As he fell, Jinwoo caught him, asking to handle the orcs. "Where's that E-rank hunter?" He called him into the dungeon to carry gear. Now, the A-rank team has entered Kagan's lair. "Here, thousands of soldiers await. If we fight, it won't end." He greets them, saying at last they've arrived. Outside, Cha Haein looks puzzled. Why would an E-rank hunter be hauling loads in an A-rank dungeon? Everyone has only one life to risk. Sung Jinwoo risks it like this. Something must be off. The day before, he clearly had a weapon facing the boss room. It can't be wrong. Out of options, she decides to go in and check. She says this is personal and asks if he has any weapons here. Only a national artifact, so she'll use that temporarily. At first, she planned to go in barehanded, but thinking again, it's better than nothing, so she'll take the national artifact. Back to him, he's overwhelmed by the Shadow Army's presence. The numbers are far greater than they imagined. If this horde escapes, it's over for the city. It'll be destroyed quickly, especially those powerful ones with an aura that stands out. The remaining mission for the A-rank team is to seal this gate, but the terrifying boss makes it impossible. He wonders if he's that frightening. Then, he uses his aura to suppress everyone. The sorcerers feel it most acutely. Compared to that one, they're just minor fish. Kyun nervously asks why he brought them here. The Grand Sorcerer replies it's to entertain his army. He'll kill them slowly, savoring the prolonged pain to amuse his soldiers. Hearing this, everyone is terrified. The A-rank hunters reduced to mere toys in that sorcerer's eyes. Their resolve is just for amusement, lives disposable like broken playthings, tossed aside any time. Still, Kyun remains. That one. He notices a strange human among them, but this is interesting. The captain orders an attack, but turning back, everyone is frozen in fear, blocked by a skill called Divine Shield. The Grand Sorcerer then uses anti-gravity magic to lift Kyun up, then accelerates, slamming his body down hard. Kargan felt doubt, his mind echoing orders to hunt humans. He sent guards, but Jinwoo's shadows prevailed. To join, but the raid team faces life-threatening danger. A guard moves to act, but Sung Jinwoo grabs its throat and hurls it against the ceiling, logging out on the spot, shocking everyone. Kyun realizes this young man is incredibly strong and relies on him to handle it. The Grand Sorcerer scoffs, annoyed that he's copying him, but if that's all, it's nothing. Without hesitation, he explodes with magical force and admits this is his first fight against someone with such overwhelming presence, but sadly, they've clashed with their toughest theme. Instantly, Song Jinwoo's shadow army appears, countering in sheer numbers. Though not as many, he confidently declares victory. Outside the gate, at that moment, Sung Jinwoo arrives at the scene to investigate why an S-rank hunter is doing labor. Seeing the monitoring department, that uncle greets them and is asked where he is. The one he threatened yesterday runs over, acting tough, claiming there's something shady about him. Staring back, he thought he was done for. After learning about that young man in the dungeon, Sung Jinwoo is surprised. A rising S-rank hunter doing menial tasks, who knows why. As for his info, he says check the news tomorrow and you'll know. That uncle adds Cha Hae-in also went in and vanished, making Sung Jinwoo uneasy. He immediately orders a remeasure of the gate's power. With this many soldiers daring to face his mighty army, he says he hates being underestimated. Instantly, he activates a new skill called Monarch's Domain, boosting all shadow soldiers. After clearing floor 70 of the demon castle, Sung Jinwoo gained this. His shadow soldiers have evolved stronger. Witnessing this scene, being looked down on with so many troops, he says he doesn't like being judged too lightly. Instantly, he activates the new skill, Monarch's Domain, enhancing all shadow soldiers. After surpassing floor 70 in the demon castle, Sung Jinwoo received this. His shadow soldiers have evolved stronger. Seeing this sight, the other members are stunned. Even a summoning sorcerer can only call 2 at most, yet he controls an entire army. The black-robed sorcerer wonders how a human can radiate such terrifying magical power. The battle starts right after. Iron taunts the enemies and finishes them off in one go. Igris is even more dominant, standing still and slaughtering all who charge him. With such numbers, Sung Jinwoo joins the fight from the start to thin the enemy ranks wherever he goes. Monster corpses scatter. His movement style resembles Cha Hae-in's, sparking curiosity among someone this strong is carrying for us? Based on calculations, regular shadow soldiers are just a bit stronger than B-rank hunters, so it takes 4 to 5 deaths to kill 1 or 2. The advantage is the shadow army can regenerate endlessly, so it's not an issue. The Grand Sorcerer sees Sung Jinwoo's arrogance and starts attacking. He summons a dragon head, mocking his soldiers as mere puppets, telling him not to be arrogant. He retorts that the one being arrogant is him. These can regenerate infinitely, but he doesn't care, immediately attacking with crystal shards toward him. He dodges easily, then the opponent uses earth and rocks for widespread damage, launching a barrage that a horde of shadow soldiers fall, draining Sung Jinwoo's mana heavily. Kagan wants to destroy them until he's exhausted. Tired of gravity, the Grand Sorcerer unleashes fierce fire, incinerating the entire area. Poor those guys, they have to flee immediately as the beasts clash, and even flies dare not stay near. Sung Jinwoo realizes the enemy's intent. The opponent blocks my approach. After measuring, the results show this gate is no longer a normal A rank, it's nearing S rank. Sung Jinwoo requests contact with the Hunters Association chairman for a strategy. He'll enter to assist himself. Though unsure, back to him, he's incredibly calm despite. Even as mana drains nearly empty, Go Gun-hee thinks the battle is decided, but he's scolded for rambling. Out of energy? Just drink a recovery potion and you're good. Instantly, Sung Jinwoo reveals his true power, obliterating the entire horde of monsters. He declares the rest will become his shadows too, and even Kagan won't escape. Under this pressure, this aura, that guy starts feeling uneasy. Deep in his subconscious, he thinks of some emperor and wonders why he's here. Upon waking, his mind repeats the order to hunt humans, so Kagan follows without question. He sends his 3 guards into battle and kills all the obstacles in the way. On the Hunters Guild side, they've received reports of an S-rank gate. The situation is dire. If the dungeon erupts, it could be like Jeju Island. Luckily, they still have time to respond. They plan to gather all the strongest hunters for an assault. If it worsens, they might need help from the White Tiger and Death Guilds. In this moment of aid, facing the 3 Iron Guards, Igris showcases overwhelming superiority, easily defeating Jinwoo's Shadow General, leaving the young man thrilled. In terms of guards, this side is truly elite. Ken begins to sense defeat and blocks the outside audience from interfering in this honor-bound battle. Thus, he steps up to carry it out. A barrage of spells on Sung Jinwoo, but upon contact, everything shatters. He laughs, saying he has resistance to poison and curses. The sorcerers are summoned just to humiliate the opponent. He equips them with gems that double their stats, and with a single fireball they shatter the shield Go Gun-hee prided himself on. The Grand Sorcerer takes the hit. In excruciating pain, seething with rage, Cha Hae-in arrives but doesn't understand what's happening. Monsters are killing each other. Everyone asks the vice chairman why he's here and says they can't explain the situation. His opponent, furious, enhances himself, growing larger. Sung Jinwoo shows discomfort, recalling bad memories. With those giants, as soon as the words fell, a swarm of dragon heads burst forth, attacking relentlessly without distinguishing enemies or allies, scorching everything in sight. Feeling triumphant, Sung Jinwoo charged in, thrusting straight into the eye, and asked if he knew that the bigger they are, the easier to hit. A sorcerer without guards is just a helpless puppet. Go Gun-hee was furious, nearly choking on rage. and unleashed a sweeping wave of fierce fire across the battlefield. Maneuver skillfully, dodging everything while dealing continuous damage. However, his daggers lack the power to finish it. Seeing this, he uses chains to bind the opponent tight. The Grand Sorcerer, like a fish on a chopping block, is slammed down right in front of Sung Jin-woo. On Cha-hai inside, she arrives and asks what he's doing here. He says they were called for support, but it's probably just needless worry. Teeth gritted. That girl knows the department head has info on him, so she tries to ask. Sung Jin-woo says he only knows a little. It's his first time seeing a combat hunter use soul-binding magic. It's truly amazing. He declares victory since Kagan lost his guards. Thus, Sung Jin-woo sends his 3 guards charging in, torture the opponent before delivering the final blow. The boss is dead, but the young man doesn't dare take the loot since it's someone else's dungeon. His reward is Kagan's shadow. The system asks for a name, but he can't remember, so he calls it Fang for simplicity. Surprisingly, this shadow has elite knight skills surpassing Igris. Truly, the A-rank gate boss should be like this. While enjoying it, Sung Jin-woo and the others arrive, too caught up in the fight he doesn't notice. Not knowing how to explain, the monitoring department steps in, saying his personal info is under association supervision, so they ask everyone present to keep it secret. Kyun is grateful. Many, saved by him, they all bow in gratitude, making the young man happy. He returns the will to the healer girl. Cha Hae-in tries to call him back, but she's asked why she's carrying that artifact. She blushes, wondering if people think she's weird. The next day, Kyun reports the dungeon incident to Choi Jong-in, who feels fortunate. When everyone survives, now both the White Tiger and Hunters owe Sung Jin-woo a debt. After hearing about his abilities, he's in disbelief. Kyun is asked who's stronger between him and that young man. It's hard to say, so he asks back if the chairman could conquer an A-rank gate alone. Dong-in falls silent, like a awakened tiger when called. Is the ultimate weapon. He couldn't conquer a gate without support. Kyun hopes the chairman can recruit him. He says he'll try his best. On Sung Jin-woo's side, he's at a cafe with Jinho discussing the guild matter. Meanwhile, at the Hunter Association, a major event draws many reporters. Min Sung is the center of attention today.